You're watching Rachel Meets, where every week I meet a different person from the community who's running an event or just somebody who's making Longford a better place to live for everybody, and also a local musician or a musician who has travelled down to see us. Every week it is broadcast on Cablecom Channel 9, or if you miss it there, you can catch it on Outtake Community Media YouTube channel. This week on the show, I will be talking to Hugh Keane from Lanesborough ahead of the busy weekend in Lanesborough next weekend for the World Angling Championships and Taste of the Lakelands Food Festival. But first up, we went to school together, and now I'm admiring her music on YouTube and Facebook every week. Jemma Cowan, who has recently started releasing her own original music, and she has been pegged as the next Lily Allen right from Longford, and they're not far wrong.
Thanks very much. I don't know about that.
Well, it is a far cry from when we were running around Stone Park School in a Spice Girl tribute band.
Oh, Jeannie Mackers, yeah, geez, when you think back to it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the reaction I got from it, I suppose. Like, I just do it for the pure enjoyment out of it, to be honest with you. I've always written songs. Since I was very little, kind of. It's like, the way I think of it is, the way some people write in their diaries, that's the way I write songs. I just kind of like, if I feel bad about something, I'm like, oh, I'll write a song about it, even if nobody hears it, kind of way.
Well, going back to that, when did you write your first song, your first original? Say?
My first song I wrote when I was 7, wow. And I even remember the name of it. It was Stand by the Waterfall, it was called.
That sounds lovely. Very deep for a 7-year-old.
Yeah, definitely. But I know, it's just, I like to be at something creative, and yeah, pretty much.
Cool. And were you playing guitar at that age as well, or what age did you start playing?
I started by playing the piano, and I got good at that for a little while, and then I kind of, my dad always played the guitar, so I kind of, when I was a teenager, then of course I went through the Avril Lavigne phase. And I was
we all had that.
I want to be like Avril Lavigne, and I want to, write songs and kind of play the guitar and stuff like that. Of course, I wasn't any good at it, and I'm still kind of mediocre at the guitar. I wouldn't be the best, but I just kind of picked it up, and my dad taught me some, and my mum, and went for lessons and things like that, and just kind of tinkering about myself, I suppose, with the guitar. That's kind of how I've learned it, I suppose.
So is all your family very musical?
Yes, big time, big time. As I said, my dad plays the guitar, and he's a brilliant singer, and my mum, she's kind of a world of her own sometimes. She plays the violin, the accordion, the piano, the guitar. I don't think there's any instrument that she hasn't tried to play or learn. And of course my grandmother is Margaret Cowan. She would have been very involved in, she was the chairperson for the Musical Society for a number of years, and also she used to, sing in the cathedral and stuff like that, and for weddings and stuff. So I grew up kind of listening to her singing. I remember being really little, and she was in her kitchen or something, and she was kind of, washing the dishes, and listening to her singing all the time. It kind of had an impact on me, I suppose, more than I realise.
So is she your biggest inspiration when it comes to music?
I suppose so. Yeah, she's kind of my what really made me so interested in musicals as well, because she was always involved in the musicals and singing songs for musicals, and I kind of had a love of that from a very young age. But yeah, I was never confident enough, or I suppose believed in myself enough to kind of sing in front of anybody, or do any of that stuff. It was kind of more like in my own bedroom, kind of nobody had to hear me kind of way.
Do you think if you didn't grow up in such a musical family that you would still be writing music, or has that paved the way?
Well, no, I don't. Probably not, because apart from that as well, I love to write, just write stories and stuff like that, and it's just another means of getting stuff out, I suppose, getting kind of emotions out and connecting with things. I don't know, but no, I don't think I would have really, if I hadn't been so influenced by my family. they're definitely a huge influence. There's music around the family all the time. And my cousin actually, I don't know if you've heard of a band called the Little Green Cars.
Yes.
He's one of the singers in in the Little Green Cars. Adam is his name, Adam O'Regan. So he, as well as that, I'm like looking at him and I'm going, wow, you know, he's doing it, kind of way.
Doing really well.
Oh yeah, big time. And I was like, that's incredible. And not only that, but writing amazing lyrics. That's the thing that I focus on when I'm writing songs. I'm like, yeah, the melody, yeah, but the lyrics have to be real. They have to mean something, kind of way, you know. And that's how I feel about it anyway. Maybe
What inspires your lyrics?
Personal experience.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, heartbreak and, you know, things not working out the way you want them to and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's when you spend enough time kind of alone, kind of, you know, after breakups and kind of things like that, you have to find a way to get all that stuff out and to channel it into something. Yeah. So that's kind of
something positive.
Yeah, definitely.
And you did eventually get brave enough to join the musicals because you have been, is it one or two you've been in?
Well,
or a few?
The first one I was ever in was The King and I was only like 10 or 11. But the most recent one was last year. It was the Addams Family. So I was one of the ancestors, kind of dancing in the chorus and stuff like that. And that was so much fun. Oh, I'm telling you, it was so much fun. It was just like,
yeah, because you've really come into your own, I think, since then, and you're a lot more active, or you seem to be a lot more out there, and people are engaging with you and your music a lot more since then. Yeah,
well, I suppose when you make new friends as well who are into music and who are interested in just the whole music scene and songs and all that kind of stuff, you know, and the encouragement has been incredible. I mean, that's one of the things that I do be kind of like, whoa, overwhelmed by nearly. I'm like even that recent song that I put up, you know, I was kind of like, sure, look, I'll put it up for the crack. And no, not even thinking anything of it, like, if, you know, 5-minute song, written in 5 minutes, and people were like, you know, that's brilliant, that's really good and stuff, and you're like, whoa, okay. You know, it's kind of like, it's a strange sort of a feeling, but it's a very positive experience, you know, to be quiet for so long and then.
The musical is obviously giving you the confidence to go further, where you're not singing covers or singing musical songs to say, well, hey, there's this whole other side of me as well. Yeah,
that's very true. I don't think I would have put any of my songs out there if it wasn't for the musical, because it does give you the confidence. Because even I remember when we were doing rehearsals for the musical, and I'd be really quiet and singing really quiet, and then I was just, you know, even the musical director or whatever would be like, you know, and I'd be trying to get myself to sing louder because I'm so used to singing quiet so no one else can hear me. So that's a challenge at the moment, trying to be a little bit louder and not be afraid that people are going to be like hearing me, basically.
Yeah, no, it's cool because I would have always known you as like a real quiet, shy girl. And
that's the thing, you see. Yeah,
it's just a complete transformation. It's fantastic.
I suppose experience is the key to kind of getting that bit of confidence as well, though, isn't it? Yeah.
And how have you felt since, like, you've released 3 songs out on Facebook now? How have you felt from people giving you that encouragement? And
I don't really know how to feel. It's sort of like, again, it's something that I do for the pure enjoyment of it, and I don't know. I feel encouraged, but I also feel kind of like, whoa, what do I do next, kind of way, you know? Like, I mean, what I would love to do, what I've always been, you know, would have loved to do is to write to be a songwriter, to write songs for other people, kind of way. That's something that I wanted to do from when I was very little, you know, because I wouldn't be that big of a performer, kind of way. But yeah, what was the question again?
What's next? What do you want to do? Like, now you've released some Facebook songs and you're kind of, you've got this expectation of you now. Now we know you're good. We want more.
Well, I have a few more songs. Some of them are a little bit sad, so I haven't shown them. So it's because like, oh, but I have a few more songs, and I'm always writing kind of songs just to, you know, for the old crack of it. But but I suppose the next thing, I'm hoping to get back into the musical that they're doing this year. No confirmation on what they're doing yet, but get back into that, and it's just, it's a big thing for me as well, because I'm a single mother, so it's like, I know that I have to have these little things for me to keep my sanity a little bit, because when you're so consumed by being a mother and taking care of someone, some little person, you're kind of like, you forget, oh, what about me, kind of way. So yeah, it's something that I enjoy so much, and I hope to keep doing it.
And what does he, is it Adam, what does he think of your music? Or
Oh,
does he pass a bit of heat?
He's a very musical kid himself.
Okay.
Like, he'd be kind of, I have an electric guitar and acoustic guitar, so if I'm ever playing the acoustic guitar, he's like dragging the electric guitar in. He's like, "Mommy, I'm going to sing with you," or whatever, you know. So he likes to do that as well. He's very musical.
Well, that's great that you can be such a good role model for him as well.
Yeah, well, I want him, more than anything, I want him to know that, to do things that he enjoys in life. I never want him to feel like he can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Because growing up, I was so shy, and it's not that anybody told me I couldn't do it. It was that I kind of was like, yeah, but I don't want to be, I don't want to be seen. I'm too shy, like, that kind of way. Other people can do it, but I can't, kind of way. It's that kind of old age thing. It's like, well, other people are better than me.
Yeah.
I can't do it, kind of way. But I never want him to have to feel like that. I want him to kind of learn how to express himself in whichever way he wants to do it. But it's a good thing to try and be a little bit of an inspiration for your children. Yeah.
And now that you're out in the limelight and people are telling you you're brilliant, would you be tempted to not so much write songs for other people, but maybe release an EP and see how that goes? Do some live gigs, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose. If I get the time and stuff like that, like I could try it out. Like, I've never done it before, ever. Cool. But I'm willing to try. Life is short, so you kind of have to take, the bull by the horns and keep going. And do things that you're passionate about and that you love. So yeah. Well,
hopefully in a few years' time we can look back at this and say, this is where it all started. So you're going to sing us out on the show tonight with an original. What's it called?
It's called True Love.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Rachel. Thanks.
Stay tuned for Jemma Cowan's amazing song, True Love. Coming up right now is a guide of everything that's happening in Longford over the next few days, and then I will be joined by Hugh Keane from Lanesborough to tell us about the angling and the Taste of the Lakelands Food Festival. Welcome back. Loads of great stuff happening in Longford over the next few days as usual, and do remember that you can join us here in Outtake Community Media for our Making TV to Remember course, which is happening this October. Check out Outtake Community Media on Facebook for more details. Now I'm joined by Hugh Keane, who is the chairman of Loughree Angling Hub, who is going to tell us about not only the Taste of the Lakeland Food Festival, but the World Angling Championships, which is happening in Lanesborough next weekend. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here, Rachel.
So, well, there's loads happening, and before I get to the Taste of the Lakelands, which we have the brochure for here, I want to ask about the World Angling Championships, which is a pretty massive thing to happen here in Longford and the small village of Lanesborough. It's fantastic.
Well, it is. Well, actually, you know, it's January 2015, the Loughree Angling Hub was set up, and we had two aims: to revitalise fishing in the Lanesborough Ballyleague area, and also to start an economic development of the town, because for years employment was generated by Boardnamona and the ESB. Both of them have downsized completely, and they will not be there in the future. So we, you know, we'll get the fishing out of the way first, and then we'll go on the economic side of things. But yes, it's the world predator boat fishing competition. Predator fish are pike, perch, trout, but trout is out of season, so it's mostly pike and perch that they're fishing for. And it's the world. The 17 European countries have already confirmed that they are coming.
Because I read as well that a world angling champion from Galway has recommended Lanesborough as one of the best fishing places in the world to go to.
Well, that's right, and you know, records for different types of fish down through the years has been got in Loughree and around Lanesborough. The hot water stretch at Lanesborough has brought tremendous fishing to the area and has been it's noted all over the UK and Europe. However, during the last number of years, it has, you know, during the recession and that, people stopped coming for whatever reasons, you know. So last year we sent 4 people over to Farnborough in England, where 19,000 people attended a show. We had a stand there, and we sell in the area, like, and we got the first competition we had. We could only have 42 anglers because of the distance that have to be between each angler, you know, for course angling. And I think it's something like 29 were from the UK. And what they told us was go this year with a 3-day event, and we did, and we had a bit different this year. We had a lake down at Strokestown as well as the hot water stretch in Lanesborough, and we had to confine it to 42, but it was a great success on both years. And the first year, the 42 that came could not be accommodated in Lanesborough. This year, everybody could be accommodated in Lanesborough. So you see, the town are getting behind us with accommodation and B&Bs, and there was no place you could eat and eat. Now there's 3 places you can dine in Lanesborough, so it's fantastic.
It's not just good for fishing, it's
good
for the whole economy.
Good. Well, that's the aim of it.
Brilliant. And how did Lanesborough actually secure the World Angling Championships? How did that come about?
Well, I think, you know, there was a lot of people thought we couldn't succeed and bring it back. And when we ran the first international course fishing competition, you know, it was a success. And people said, well, these people can do something. And we spoke then with the National Course Fishing Federation of Ireland, who wanted to bring it to Ireland. And in fairness to them, they wanted to bring it, you know, to the Midlands. Now, we had other competition, I'm not going to say from where, but 18 months ago, I had to contact hotels, and, you know, I wasn't nice to them, but I had to book accommodation 18 months down the road and tell them, you know, I wanted it at a certain price. And fair play to them, they gave it, because last July, 12 months, we had to send all this information off to the NCFFI, and they went to the FIPS, which is the world body. And on the successful of that, we were told we were having it subject to 2 conditions. One was raising the cash, and the other a technical inspection. So we got through both of them, and then it was all systems go for it.
How many people are you expecting in the town of Lanesborough?
Well, it's very hard to know, because for the last number of weeks there, we have fishermen getting to know Loughree and the river from Russia, Ukraine, Latvia, Poland, France, England, and there's probably other countries that I can't think of now at the moment, but they came. The Russians drove 5,000 miles with a trailer and their boat after them the whole way over.
Unreal. So it's an ongoing thing, like it's not just that weekend, it is bringing Lanesborough to life.
It is.
All
Well,
around.
what we hope is that when the world media will be focused on Lanesborough for that week, you know, there will be all over Europe, And that's what I said the other night. We'll have to have our best foot forward, you know, to show what Lanesborough and Ballyleague has. But we hope on the fishing side that all the fishermen have good fishing, and they will have, because there's great fishing at the moment. And then if they have a good time socially, they'll remember Lanesborough, and we hope they'll come back year after year after year. That's the legacy from this. That's what we're hoping for.
To be fair, from looking at the likes of yourself and Kieran Malooly and Joe Flaherty, and I can only imagine the rest of the people in Lanesborough.
There's Philip Gordon and Alan Farrell. And
I don't
Ger
just
Farrell
mean them in
Joe
particular.
Crippen, and there's a number of people.
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't. My only reason I'm picking out them is because I know them and I follow them on Facebook. But what I mean is from the enthusiasm that they have for their hometown and the belief in it. It's great to see the community spirit and everybody working together to make it possible and, you know, bring it in the best light.
Well, I think, Rachel, you know, people didn't think it could be done. But now we had speakers there a couple of weeks ago and said, you know, there's other places in the country would be delighted to get a world competition and this number of people coming in.
And of course, fishing isn't the only thing that's happening in Lanesborough. For those of us who aren't fishers, we can still go out and get the best that Lanesborough has to offer at the Taste of Lakelands Festival.
That's correct, Rachel. We decided we'd run in conjunction or parallel with the fishing. It's a different type of people. We'd run this Taste of the Midlands. A food festival we called it first, but then we said the Taste of the Midlands. And mostly what we're thinking about is local producers, you know, give them a start. But we have people coming from Dublin and every place. I think, you know, the girl in the office, Helen, is nearly has to stop people coming at this stage. But hopefully it will be a great. And we have, you know, Unilever, Vincent Shelley, we met him in John Dolan Foods, and I want to compliment John for arranging all this for us. HB will be giving ice cream out every day. Lions' Tea will be giving cups of tea to everybody over the things, and they will say they're supporting the Pieta House, you know, so they will be looking, it'll be there for donations for Pieta House. And Key Pack Convenience Foods are going to cook burgers, Philly steaks, and there was something like 2,000 on the Saturday. So everybody is going to be looked after, fed and well fed.
Apart from us vegetarians.
yeah. Well, we didn't do anything for them. But and then we have chefs. You know,
yeah, the standards of chefs coming down is absolutely incredible.
It is, yeah.
Our own Gary O'Hanlon, but there's
correct.
Kevin Dundon, and I need to look at this now for, yes, exactly.
I think most people should be, you know, when people have their dinner, there's leftovers and that sort of thing, or before they cook. I think Kieran is going to show how we can make a meal from leftovers.
Oh, fantastic.
And Unilever are also sending a chef, and I think the day before, or, you know, when you go into some of the supermarkets, and you know where food is go out that day, that's the day it should be sold. It's ready to be dumped. He'll take that and show how you can make a meal out of that as well. So there's a learning curve of everything. But the one thing I would like to say that on the Friday night, we have a cook-off between the ICA in Longford and the ICA in Roscommon. And that's the only event that we're charging €10 for, because all proceeds are going to Pieta House and Athlone. Because
the entire festival is free.
It is, yeah, apart from that one.
Wow.
That one, it's just we're doing it for Pieta House and Athlone. I think that's very good. And it should be a bit of crack too, because there will be celebrity. There will be a chef with each of the teams, and there will be a rose of Tralee, or the Longford Rose and the Roscommon Rose will also be there.
So everyone's getting
involved. And there will be a couple of surprises as well. The judges now, I'm not going to say, but there will be TV personalities who will be judging the thing as well.
Okay, wow. And as well, there is food stalls across the weekend,
There will
isn't
be,
there?
yeah.
And anything else that people can look forward to?
Well, there's everything. We have a blowout on the Saturday for children. We have a children's event at the weekend too on the Sunday. There'll be kayaking and showing people different things. So it's a whole weekend. The only thing we're hoping now, the weather comes to our rescue and stays
Fingers
good.
crossed. But I'm sure it's the kind of thing people will get behind and support anyway, because it's such a fantastic event to have in Longford and even in the Midlands.
Well, it's going to be a huge financial boost. We estimate it should be between $250,000 and 300,000 to the local economy, you know, for them 5 days. That's between Roscommon, Strokestown, Longford, Ballymahan.
Brilliant.
You know, because the people are be staying in hotels and guest houses in them towns, you know, roughly.
Excellent.
We were restricted, the accommodation had to be within 20 kilometres of the Lanesborough Ballyleague area, so
That's it.
We have all that sourced and done long ago, so it's just waiting now for it to happen.
Cool. Well, it is running from the 5th to the 10th, and for more information, if anybody wants one of these booklets, you can get them in the Longford Leader.
There's a copy with the Longford Leader and the
Brilliant.
Roscommon papers this weekend. Could I just say one thing? On the opening, the official opening will be on the Thursday evening.
Thursday.
And there will be a parade from the community college down through the town.
At what time?
6 o'clock.
Excellent.
Now it will be school children first. All the school children will be first. And we will have surprises, big, tall lads, 14 foot high, along with the kids.
Excellent.
And after that, there will be a gap, and then the Parade of the Nations after that to the hall.
Fantastic.
And
So
they're
it's
led
just a
by
brilliant weekend
and
for
it'll be,
everyone.
led by the Garda band from the Phoenix Park.
Excellent. Well, we'll definitely look forward to that and for the whole weekend. Thanks very much.
Okay, so Rachel, thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all we have time for this week. Do make sure to check out the Taste of the Lakelands Festival from the 5th to the 8th of October. We're going to close out the show now with Jemma Cowan playing True Love. Catch you next week.
Time has passed.